Welcome to today's episode, where we dive into a gripping story of data theft, extortion, and the complexities of modern cybercrime. Today, we're exploring the case of Alexander Moucka, a 25-year-old Canadian man arrested for his involvement in the extortion of over 160 companies, leveraging the cloud data service Snowflake. His story exposes not only vulnerabilities in data security, but also the evolving nature of cybercrime. It all started when hackers, including Moucka, discovered that many large companies had stored vast amounts of sensitive customer information on Snowflake servers. The issue: these servers were often protected by little more than a simple username and password, a basic layer of security that in hindsight wasn't nearly enough. With stolen credentials obtained from darknet markets, hackers were able to access private repositories, compromising some of the biggest companies in the world, including AT&T. Over 110 million AT&T customers had their personal information stolen, and it's reported that AT&T paid a hacker $370,000 in exchange for the deletion of stolen data. But AT&T wasn't alone. Other victims included major corporations like Ticketmaster, LendingTree, and Neiman Marcus. And how were these attacks executed? The hackers approached these companies privately, demanding ransoms in return for not selling or leaking their stolen data. Alexander Moucka, also known by hacker aliases like Judisha and Waifu, was a key player in these extortions. Using multiple online identities, Moucka orchestrated attacks on companies from across North America to Asia. But his actions weren't just financially motivated. He also boasted about his ability to manipulate telecommunications companies, even intercepting calls and messages in some cases. The arrest of Moucka has shed light on the larger cybercrime group UNC 5537, with links extending to Turkey and the United States. These hackers targeted misconfigured cloud service instances, exploiting basic security oversights and causing massive data breaches across multiple industries. In May 2024, Moucka, under his Judisha alias, openly bragged about his hacks on social media, claiming responsibility for the breach of Santander Bank and other high-profile victims. His cyber crimes, combined with his interactions with extremist groups and a history of psychological issues, painted a picture of a complex and dangerous individual. What's clear from this case is the sheer volume of damage a single hacker can cause, especially when companies don't invest in basic security measures like multi-factor authentication. Moucka's exploits reached unprecedented levels, earning him an estimated $4 million in extortion payments. Extortion. But despite his claims of invincibility, the law caught up with him. Authorities in Canada and the United States worked together to track Moucka's digital footprint and arrest him. He now faces multiple indictments in the US, though the specifics of the charges remain sealed for now. As we reflect on this case, it's essential to remember that modern cybercrime can affect anyone, from small businesses to global corporations. The question is, how do we protect ourselves from becoming victims? Lessons learned: always use multi-factor authentication. Many of the companies affected in this breach only had basic password protection in place. Adding a second layer of verification can make it exponentially harder for hackers to gain unauthorized access. Regularly update security protocols. Hackers often target companies that don't keep their software or security practices up to date. Make sure your systems are always running the latest versions and address any vulnerabilities promptly. Monitor for suspicious activity. Keep an eye on your network and data storage. Any unusual activity, like repeated login attempts or data downloads, should be investigated immediately. Back up your data. Ransomware attacks often target critical data. Regular backups ensure that even if your data is compromised, you have a way to recover it without paying a ransom. Be cautious with third-party services. Many businesses use external platforms to store sensitive data, but relying on their security isn't enough. Make sure you vet these services and hold them to high security standards. In conclusion, the arrest of Alexander Moucka highlights the importance of proactive cybersecurity. The tools used by hackers are becoming increasingly sophisticated, but so are the solutions available to prevent these attacks. By investing in robust security measures, we can reduce the risk of falling victim to data breaches and extortion attempts. Stay vigilant and stay safe in the digital world. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. We'll be back soon with more stories from the world of cybercrime and technology. Take care and stay safe out there.